Today I wanted to talk about something that is really thrown out by everyone quite a lot, and I feel like not everyone knows the difference, and it really comes out a lot when it comes to talking about how EVs perform, and it's torque versus power. We really interchangeably use it in such a way that the more we hear of a torque, we assume the more power it has, or the more power we think a motor engine has, we think the quicker its acceleration will be. But while they can sort of be used interchangeably, their meanings are quite different. In Nepal, when we say engine capacity, engine power, we usually think, what's the cc? Cc is the displacement, and it's more like a unit volume of the engine. So we say 1500 cc, which means the engine is a 1.5 liter engine. Usually it's cc is divided by 100, so an 1800 cc engine would mean it's a 1.8 liter engine. And generally what we think about is the bigger the cc, the more powerful the engine, the better the pickup, the better the top speed is. And while that is true in some cases, it's not true in all cases these days, because there's a lot of more smaller, more compact forms of engines these days. And by that I mean 1.0 liter turbocharged engines. They're theoretically 1.0 liter, which means 1000 cc, but because they have a turbocharger mated to the whole engine, it produces a lot more power than what a normal naturally aspirated, something that's not tampered, 1.0 engine. Big difference in power and efficiency and torque and pull. And then you have these EV motors like in this car. I don't get what's up with the car today. And so main difference is that the torque is the capacity of something to do work, and by an engine to do work basically, whereas the power is more the rate at which it can do work, the engine can do work. And so while torque will more mean faster, quicker pickup, the power will mean a higher top speed in a vehicle. That's usually the general rule of thumb when it comes to torque versus power. And so when it comes to EVs, there's always a mention of 114 newton meters of torque, 360 newton meters of torque, 400 newton meters of torque, whatever. And that usually specifies the pickup power, the rate at which the vehicle can move from a standstill. And then you have other units like how much horsepower, how many kilowatts of power. And that is basically the mention of the power of the engine, how high up in the torque, how high up in the top speed the vehicle can attain. And so the thing with the EVs is that because it's got a tremendous amount of torque, right now I am on a super steep hill, it'll just pull without any fuss. I'll do it again. I have engaged auto hold. I put my foot down on eco mode. I don't even need to switch to a more powerful sports mode, and the car pulls, because EVs have instant torque. That's just the nature of this car, where the torque is provided at 100%. In regular petrol engines, torque will slowly gain the more RPM, the more the engine runs, and then will again decline. But in an EV, the moment you put your foot down on the accelerator, like right now, the car will give 100% torque. And that's also why a lot of people, when they first drive an EV, feel that initial really quick pickup on an EV car as compared to other petrol ICE vehicles. And that does not mean, though, that the high speed of a vehicle is also the same. Like, depending on how much power the EV motor or the general petrol motor produces, that's how fast the top speed of a car will go. Alright, just to show you again how good torque on EV cars are these days, I'm gonna stop the car as I'm going downhill, and I will put the car in reverse, and I will put my foot on the accelerator, and here I go. So as you can see, this car has about 300 Newton meters of torque, and its engine power rating is about 99 or 100 kilowatts. And so that's about 135 to 38, 36 horsepower. So it's not a lot, but because it has 300 plus Newton meters of torque, an uphill or downhill on such a steep incline is pretty much a no-brainer for this car. And yeah, next time you're out searching for a vehicle, or you're looking at statistics of how the motor performs, then make sure you ask for the torque and the power, and then be able to differentiate. The higher the torque means the quicker the pickup, but not the higher the top speed. And the higher the power, the more the top speed of the car will be, or the bike, whichever you're out. So anyway, if you have any other questions or comments, let me know. Drop a comment down below, and I'll see you on the next one.